Dexter's Laboratory debuted in 1996 as the first cartoon on Cartoon Network, originating from a student film by creator Mandy at CalArts. The series follows Dexter, a boy genius with a thick, indeterminate accent who maintains a sprawling, high-tech secret laboratory behind a bookshelf in his suburban bedroom. The plot centers on the comedic conflict between Dexter's cold scientific ambition and the chaotic whims of his tall, ballet-loving older sister Eddy, who constantly breaks into the lab to ruin his experiments. Throughout its history, the show underwent a significant shift. After its original two-season run and the 1999 television movie Ego Trip, the series was revived in 2001 with a different art style and production team. The original ending is often considered the Ego Trip movie, where Dexter travels through time to team up with his future selves to defeat his rival Mandy, but the televised series officially concluded in 2003 with Last But Not Beast, often aired as a finale, and a final season of episodic segments that returned to the status quo without a serialized resolution. The Powerpuff Girls debuted in 1998 as a cornerstone of Cartoon Network's Cartoons era, originating from creator Craig McCracken's CalArts student film titled Whoop-Ass Stew. The plot centers on three superpowered sisters, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, who were accidentally created in a laboratory by Professor Utonium when he mixed sugar, spice, and everything nice with the mysterious chemical X. Operating out of the city of Townsville, the trio balances the mundane struggles of early childhood with high-stakes battles against colorful villains like the genius chimp Mojo Jojo and the sinister Him. Throughout its history, the show became a massive pop culture phenomenon, spawning a theatrical prequel movie in 2002 and a visual shift in later seasons. The original series did not have a serialized final ending. It concluded its initial six-season run in 2005 with the episode West in Pieces, a Western-themed reimagining of the girls, followed by a 10th anniversary special in 2008 titled The Powerpuff Girls Rule, which saw the girls briefly gaining and then relinquishing control over the world. In 2016, The Powerpuff Girls was rebooted by Cartoon Network as a modernized revival developed by Nick Jennings and Bob Boyle, notably produced without the involvement of original creator Craig McCracken. While it retained the core premise of Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup defending Townsville, the series introduced significant changes, including a new voice cast for the sisters and a shifted focus toward the girls' domestic lives and school-age social struggles rather than the high-stakes superhero action of the original. Throughout its history, the reboot faced a divisive reception from longtime fans and critics, who often cited its softer tone, inconsistent animation quality, and a heavier reliance on internet memes and contemporary slang as drawbacks. The plot also introduced new abilities, such as the girls' aura energy constructs, and featured a mix of returning villains and new antagonists like Man-Boy and Bianca Bikini. The series concluded its three-season run in 2019 with the episode Keep Away Game, ending without a grand narrative finale and leaving the legacy of the reboot as a controversial chapter in the franchise's long-standing history. Courage the Cowardly Dog debuted on Cartoon Network in 1999, originating from creator John R. Dilworth's Academy Award-nominated short film, The Chicken from Outer Space. The series follows a pink, hyper-anxious dog named Courage who lives in a desolate farmhouse in the middle of nowhere with his kind-hearted owner, Muriel Bagay, and her grumpy, greedy husband, Eustace. The plot centers on the trio being relentlessly besieged by paranormal threats, ranging from vengeful spirits and extraterrestrial monsters to psychological horrors, forcing the terrified Courage to find his inner bravery to save his oblivious owners. Throughout its history, the show became a cult classic for its surreal atmosphere, dark humor, and experimental blend of 2D animation, CGI, and live-action elements. The series concluded its four-season run in 2002 with the episode Remembrance of Courage Past, which served as a poignant emotional finale by revealing Courage's tragic backstory, where his parents were launched into space by a mad veterinarian, and confirming that Muriel's love is what gave him his purpose.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
Ed, and Eddy debuted in 1999, originating from a dare taken by creator Danny Antonucci to design a children's show despite his background in edgy adult animation. The series follows three adolescent boys, the dim-witted but strong Ed, the hyper-intelligent and fastidious Ed, Double D, and the greedy, self-appointed leader Eddy, who share nearly identical names and a single-minded obsession with scamming the other kids in their suburban cul-de-sac out of spare change to buy giant jawbreakers. Throughout its history, the show became the longest-running original series on the network, celebrated for its unique boiling line animation style and its focus on the awkward, eternal summer of childhood. Unlike many of its contemporaries, the show received a definitive serialized ending in the 2009 television movie Ed, Edd and Eddy's Big Picture Show, where a scam gone horribly wrong forces the trio to flee the cul-de-sac to find Eddy's legendary older brother. The film concludes with the Eds finally earning the genuine friendship and acceptance of the neighborhood kids after Eddy's brother is revealed to be a bully, and the boys stand up to him. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy debuted in 2001 as a breakout segment from Maxwell Adams' Grim and Evil, originating after winning a viewer poll titled Big Pick on Cartoon Network. The series follows two neighborhood children, the dim-witted, cheerful Billy and the cynical, terrifyingly intelligent Mandy, who cheat the Grim Reaper in a game of limbo to spare the life of Billy's pet hamster. Forced into an eternal bond as the kids' best friends, a disgruntled Grim is dragged into their surreal, supernatural misadventures across the underworld in Ennsville, facing off against monsters, gods, and historical figures. Throughout its history, the show became a cult favorite for its dark, irreverent humor and gross-out gags, eventually spinning off into its own full-length series in 2003. The show reached its narrative conclusion in 2007 with the television movie Underfist Halloween Bash, which was intended as a pilot for a spin-off featuring secondary characters like Irwin and Hoss Delgado. However, the series proper is often remembered for the finale movie Billy and Mandy's Big Boogie Adventure, where the trio races against the boogeyman to find a powerful artifact that can conquer fear itself, ultimately reaffirming their bizarre, dysfunctional dynamic. Codename Kids Next Door debuted in 2002 from a viewer poll called The Big Pick, where creator Mr. Warburton's pilot won the chance to become a full series. The plot centers on 5 extraordinary 10-year-olds, numbers 1 through 5, who operate out of a high-tech, sprawling treehouse as part of a global underground organization dedicated to fighting the tyranny of adults and teen bullies who enforce rules like bedtime and dental hygiene. Throughout its history, the show built a deep, serialized lore involving 2x4 technology, complex gadgets made from household junk, and a secret history of the Kids Next Door organization itself. The series reached a definitive emotional conclusion in 2008 with the double-length finale, Operation Interviews, which frames the story through mock documentary interviews with the characters as adults. It reveals that the legendary leader Number 1, Nigel Uno, was chosen to leave Earth to join the Galactic Kids Next Door, sacrificing his childhood memories and his life on Earth to fight adult tyranny on a universal scale, while his teammates stayed behind to continue the mission in secret. Johnny Bravo, originating from creator Van Partible's senior thesis film at Loyola Marymount University, titled Mess O' Blues. The series follows the comedic misadventures of its titular character, a muscular, pompadoured young man with a booming Elvis Presley-like voice and an unwavering yet entirely delusional sense of self-confidence. The plot typically centers on Johnny's relentless and spectacularly unsuccessful attempts to woo women, often resulting in him being physically pummeled or outsmarted by his targets, while he remains under the watchful eye of his doting mother, Bunny Bravo, and his intelligent young neighbor, Little Susie. Throughout its history, the show became famous for its adult-leaning humor, pop culture cameos, and a mid-series creative overhaul in Season 2 that shifted the tone toward more surreal slapstick comedy before returning to its classic style in later years. The series did not have a serialized grand finale. It concluded its 4-season run in 2004 with the episode Cartoon Network Goes to the Movies, a meta-commentary segment that followed the show's tradition of episodic, status quo storytelling without a definitive narrative resolution. Cow and Chicken debuted in 1997, originating from creator David Feiss's short film for the animation showcase What a Cartoon. The plot centers on the surreal, grotesque adventures of 2 biological siblings, a sweet, dim-witted 600-pound cow and her cynical, high-strung chicken brother, who are raised by human parents, of whom only the legs are ever visible. Most episodes involve the duo being tormented or swindled by the Red Guy, a flamboyant, devil-like antagonist who frequently disguises himself in various occupations while refusing to wear pants. Throughout its history, the show became famous for its offbeat, ugly art style and edgy, double entendre-heavy humor that often pushed the boundaries of children's television. Like many of its contemporaries, the series did not have a serialized grand finale. It concluded its 4-season run in 1999 with the episode The Cow and Chicken Blues, a standard episodic segment that maintained the status quo, though its legacy lived on through the spin-off series I Am Weasel, which originally aired as a backup segment during the show's broadcast. Samurai Jack debuted in 2001 as a visually groundbreaking action-adventure series on Cartoon Network, originating from creator Genndy Tartakovsky's desire to bring cinematic, high-stakes storytelling and minimalist dialogue to television animation. The plot follows a noble samurai prince who, on the verge of defeating the shape-shifting demon of darkness, Aku, is flung into the distant future where the demon's evil is law. Armed with a mystical katana, Jack travels a dystopian cyberpunk Earth populated by aliens and robots, seeking a way to return to the past and undo the future that is Aku. Throughout its history, the show earned critical acclaim for its artistic experimentation, blending spaghetti western tropes with samurai cinema and epic sci-fi. After an abrupt cancellation in 2004 that left the story unfinished for over a decade, the series was revived for a final, more mature fifth season on Adult Swim in 2017. The definitive ending concludes with Jack finally returning to the past with the help of Ashi, a reformed daughter of Aku. He successfully slays the demon in his own time, though the victory is bittersweet, as Ashi fades from existence because the future that created her no longer exists. Robot Jones. Debuted in 2002, originating from creator Greg Miller's pilot that won second place in the 2000 Big Pick viewer poll. The series follows Robot Jones, a socially awkward, square-shaped robot with a synth voice who is sent by his mechanical parents to attend a human middle school in a stylized 1980s-inspired Delaware. The plot centers on the robot's data-gathering missions to understand the confusing complexities of human adolescence, ranging from gym class and school dances to his unrequited crush on a girl named Shannon, while dealing with his antagonistic human rivals, the Yogman twins. Throughout its history, the show faced a turbulent production, most notably the mid-series decision to replace the original Microsoft Sam-like computer voice with a human child actor, which many fans felt stripped the character of its unique charm. The series did not receive a proper narrative conclusion. It was canceled in 2003 after 2 short seasons, ending with the episode Rules of Exhibition/House Party, leaving the titular robot's mission to fully understand humanity technically unfinished. Teen Titans. Debuted on Cartoon Network in 2003, originating from a collaboration between producer Glenn Murakami and DC Comics to bring a stylized anime-influenced aesthetic to the classic superhero team. The plot centers on 5 teenage heroes: the disciplined leader Robin, the optimistic alien Starfire, the sarcastic technological genius Cyborg, the shape-shifting Joker, Beast Boy, and the stoic mystical Raven, who live in a T-shaped tower and protect Jump City from a gallery of bizarre villains. Throughout its history, the show balanced high-octane action with deeply personal, season-long story arcs such as Raven's struggle against her demonic father Trigon and the team's ongoing battle of wits with the master manipulator Slade. The series reached its emotional and somewhat controversial conclusion in 2006 with the finale episode Things Change, which avoided a typical superhero showdown in favor of a quiet, bittersweet story about Beast Boy finding a girl who looks like their deceased teammate, Tara, only to realize she has moved on to a normal life and no longer remembers him. This finality was further cemented by the 2006 television movie Teen Titans: Trouble in Tokyo, which served as a grander, more action-packed send-off for the team.